Hello friends, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be testing out a new Vichy mask. I have previously tried the 3 Vichy masks that used to be on the market. There was a moisturizing one, there was a pore cleanser one, and there was a brightening one, I believe. I will link all of those reviews down below. While I was at my local drugstore the other day, I noticed that they had released 2 more. There was one that was a charcoal clay mask, and there was one that was a aloe mask. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, because I've been camping for the last week, I kind of felt like I wanted something that would provide a little bit of pore cleansing. So I decided to try out the charcoal mask. And because I have talked about Vichy before, I will talk about them a very little bit. I will tell you about this mask. I will show you me using it. This is actually next day me because I like to wait 24 hours and see if anything happens good or bad with my skin. So I will give you my final review at the end, and there will be timestamps down below for all of that. To get you acquainted with Vichy, if you have not heard of them before, I will tell you 5 things about the company. They have been around for more than 80 years and have always been focused on skincare. Their star ingredient is mineral-rich Vichy thermal spa water. They put it into everything they make. And this spa water comes from the town of Vichy in France. It has been recognized for hundreds and thousands of years as being special. The Celts and the Romans used to go and bathe there. And then the town of Vichy became a thermal city and royalty would bathe there. The basic gist of it is that it is packed full of minerals and antioxidants because the water originates in volcanic rock and is sort of forced through this volcanic stone and picks up all these minerals along the way, and is supposed to be wonderful in numerous ways for your skin. The third fact is that they were the first company, according to them, that created a range of skincare adapted to unique skin needs, so oily, dry, different backgrounds, all of that. Now they do continue to have skincare, but they also have hair care and they have some makeup. It's a very limited range. It is just makeup that is focused on skin. So it is actually, from what I can tell, just foundation and bronzer. And finally, their price point is higher than the drugstore, but lower than some skincare you would find at Sephora. So for example, some of their serums are in the like $40 to $50 to $60 range Canadian, whereas at Sephora you would often find things into like the $100 range. If you're here in Canada, you do find them at the Shoppers Drug Mart locations. I believe all of them, but especially the ones that have the expanded skincare and cosmetics section. So there we go, that's what I'm going to tell you about Vichy. Now let's move on to the mask. So you can purchase this mask in 2 ways. The first one is that for $34 Canadian, you can get the tub of it that is 75 milliliters, or if you want to try some of these masks out, you can get 2 trial samples, 6 milliliters each for $7.95. The claims of this mask is that it will clarify and clean pores for all skin types, but especially those with enlarged pores, and it's supposed to leave you cleansed and hydrated. In looking at the ingredients that are in here, it's formulated with kaolin clay and natural plant-based charcoal. So let's pause there for a moment. I've discussed clay in videos before. There's a few different types of clay. Kaolin clay is kind of the one that is a little more gentle on your skin. So if you're interested in using a clay product and you have normal to dry skin as opposed to oily, you'll probably want to look for kaolin clay. There's also bentonite clay that tends to be a little more heavy duty. And clay just sort of, as it dries, it pulls in moisture. So as it's on your face, it will pull in oils, it will pull things out of your pores, sebum, that sort of thing. So that is what the clay is doing. And in my understanding, that's the actual active ingredient in here. There's also charcoal, which gives it the black look. Charcoal is sort of thought of as being detoxifying, and the thought of that comes from the idea that if you have ingested some kind of poison or something that is toxic for you, you can have activated charcoal pills that will absorb and bind to some of those toxins. However, from everything that I've been able to read, actually having it on your skin, there is no proof that it actually absorbs anything from your skin or clears toxins. but it also doesn't do anything bad for your skin. So for my money, the active ingredient in here is the kaolin clay. They also have a couple of other active ingredients that include vitamin E and spirulina extract, as well as their Vichy Spa thermal water that I mentioned before. I will mention there is fragrance in this in case you are sensitive to it. And one other thing that I will mention about this, and you'll see this as I wear it, is the active time for having this on your face is 5 minutes. That may not seem like very much, but one of the things about clay is that it does absorb oil. And if you are letting it get to the point where it is like crunchy and really dry on your face, it has likely absorbed a lot of oil. And one of the things you may want to consider is that, you know, those oils and sebum in your face is meant to be there. It's not a bad thing. Oftentimes, if you strip it away too much, your body may overproduce it. So to me, it's not a drawback that this is a short timed kind of mask, because I feel that then it is not really like sucking all the good oils out of my skin. So that's everything I'm going to say about the mask. Let me get on to showing you the trial of it. My skin has just been washed and that's all. Let's get into trying this. So you do get 2 of these little sample ones for just under $8 Canadian. So it's definitely a better value to try the full one. But if you're not sure what masks you are going to try or going to like, you know, $4 per mask, it's on the pricey side, but it keeps you from spending more money and then maybe discovering you don't like the mask. So I'll get this on. It's definitely a thick, dark clay mask, which you would expect from having the charcoal in there. I'm just gonna get it onto my face first and then I'll spread it around. It does say to avoid the eye and lip area with this. And they do give you a generous amount in these trial packs. Like, it says to put on a thin layer, and there's definitely more than enough for my face here. And we leave this on for 5 minutes. Initially, I can tell you there's not much of a feeling to this at all. There's no stinging, even around sort of my sensitive nose area. It's starting to get a little touch of a cooling sensation. I will keep you updated as we go. At the 1 minute mark, there is still really no sensation whatsoever. The very, very mildest cooling sensation, maybe, but that's it. At the 2 minute mark, I'm feeling a little bit more of that cooling, especially on my cheeks, but nothing that's super impactful at this point. I'm definitely feeling that sort of cooling, drying sensation in a couple of places. At the 3 minute mark, not really much of a change. It feels just comfortable. No itching, no tingling. Slight bit of cooling so far. I'm at the 4 minute mark and still a slight cooling sensation on my chin and my cheeks, and that is pretty much it. 1 more minute and I'll be taking this off. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. Even in the areas where it was the thinnest, it has not started to dry at all. It feels so strange to be going and washing this mask off now because, I don't know, I guess there's something about leaving something on for 10 or 15 minutes that makes it feel like it's going to be doing more. Or when you're wearing a clay mask, you feel like it should get to that dry and cracking stage. But I understand why we're doing it at this point. I am actually needing to take a shower, so I'm going to hop into the shower to take this off, and then I'll be back to let you know what my skin looks like after. See you in a moment. I have rinsed it off, but have not put any moisturizer on yet. And I took a close-up look in my mirror at my skin in natural light. And you know, it feels soft. I don't know that I see any other difference, but my skin definitely does not feel tight at all. It feels very balanced, and you know, it looks calm. It doesn't look like it's red or reacting in any way. And I will zoom you in so you can see my skin up close. So Yeah, everything is looking just nicely balanced, not too red. You know, I did have some blemishes already going into this, but it's feeling, as I said, it's not feeling like plump and like moisturized, but it's also not feeling dry. It's just feeling very balanced, especially as I have not yet put on my moisturizer. Coming back 24 hours later, there has been no breakouts, nothing bad that has happened to my skin. I can't say it had like a super positive kind of thing either. I didn't notice that my pores were smaller. Really, the only reason that clay would close up your pores, because that doesn't actually happen, is if it's drawing out some of the sebum and moisture that's in there that will eventually make them appear to be smaller. But you know, no great reaction, no bad reaction. However, with these kinds of things, you probably want to use them. They actually recommend twice a week in order to see the benefit. So I think there are not necessarily drawbacks, but there are things to be aware of and there are benefits with this mask. So in the things to be aware of area, as I mentioned previously in the video, I don't think the charcoal is doing a whole lot. That is really kind of a gimmicky sort of thing. And I would also say, as far as the vitamin E that's in there, I think that's really good for your skin. However, you're putting it on for 5 minutes and then washing it off. So if you really want the benefit of vitamin E, I'd probably look at a product that you put on your skin and leave on your skin to give yourself that benefit. I will also say that if you do your masks as a relaxation experience, if you like to, you know, pour yourself a glass of wine, put on a video, put on your mask and like lay back and relax, the 5 minutes of this probably isn't going to do it for you. So I think that that takes this mask out of the realm of like spa relaxation and into the realm of using it as part of your skincare routine. Because one of the nice things about it being a 5-minute mask is you could incorporate this twice a week into your routine and have it not take like hours and hours to get your routine done. So I do like the benefits of the clay in here. I do think that it's really good that you just use it for 5 minutes. It's not irritating your skin. It's not stripping the oils out of your skin. Your skin feels really nice and balanced afterwards. So I would say that if you do have skin that is maybe a little bit more on the oily side, or you do have more enlarged pores, or you're just feeling like you want to get that cleansing benefit of clay, that this might be a good mask to use for it not being overly harsh, for it being at a really good price point, and for the fact that you can use it rather quickly. I will say that should I purchase the jar of this, there are some things that I'm going to do differently from the trial that I did. I don't think you need to use this all over your face. I use a pretty big, thick mask of it because, you know, once I opened up the little trial package, I may as well use it all in one go. However, if I had actually purchased this in a jar, I would probably make it go further and also target the parts of my face that I wanted to use it on by focusing it on my pore areas, on my nose, probably center my forehead and maybe my chin, and using it there, because then that product would last you and last you and last you. And I do think that by using it a couple times a week, you can get some of those benefits out of it in using it as a skincare item. I would love to hear from you though, if you've used these Vichy masks, which ones you like, which ones you don't. Are there other charcoal or clay masks that you use that you really like? Leave that all in the comments down below. I have not had a huge amount of time to respond to comments lately, but I really am going to try as much as I can. If you got to this point in the video and you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!